Turning 60 was a pivotal year for me. It was about a year and a half ago. A lot was changing, and I was thinking hard about the future. So I decided to take a deep, personal look at every aspect of my life. And what I found was that there were behaviors, feelings, and beliefs that were actually holding me back from living my best life. These were things that were taking the joy and meaning out of my life. These were things that I needed to let go of. So here we are. In this video, I'm going to share the 5 things I gave up when I turned 60. So the first thing I gave up was reacting to other people's opinions. And you see, I value other people's opinions and I care about them, but for a long time I was reacting to them. If someone said something that affected me or that was about me, I took it very personally and I would react to it. What I've learned through the years is that people are entitled to their opinions. And like I said, I value them and I would never tell them they can't have their opinions. But what I don't need is for those to affect me, for me to take it personal, to internalize them, and to start worrying about what I should do differently. I'm not at a stage in my life where I'm worried about opinions. I'm more interested in insights. I'm more interested in what people have to share that are things that I can learn from. So at 60, and the year I turned 60, I decided that I wasn't going to worry about those opinions anymore, that I was going to find my own way, and that I was going to look at things in a way that would help me move forward. The second thing I gave up, and this was one that definitely came out of my time, both in my youth and in the corporate environment. So I decided that I was going to stop competing all the time to win. You see, I have a few strikes against me in this one. I'm a middle child. I've also got a sibling who's significantly older than I am, and I'm a Capricorn. It's like the trifecta of competition. So starting pretty early, I was constantly trying to keep up and outdo and, win against my older sibling. That kind of led to this whole view throughout my life that when I took on something, I took it on to win. I had to win. So in my 60s, I started to realize that those feelings were really getting in the way of me enjoying the moment. They continued, like I said, in my corporate career. I spent a lot of time thinking about what was the big thing that I could do? How could I be the best? And that kind of competition wasn't healthy, and it was definitely starting to hold me back. When my kids were younger, this even happened. I coached youth soccer. And even though it was a fun and rewarding time, I definitely felt a competition with the other dads who were coaching. I was a good coach and I didn't do anything wrong, but I spent a lot of time watching videos on how to coach youth soccer, reading books, studying plays, going to other games to see what was working for other teams and what wasn't. Now that I think about it, and when I looked at it as I was 60, it was pretty ridiculous. So if you want to learn how to not compete to win, watch kids, because honestly, even in the games we lost, they had a blast. I put too much pressure on myself, but I was careful not to put pressure on them. And now I see it. Now when I look back, I want to be more like that. I want to have fun in the moment and not compete to win. Another thing I gave up was fear of missing out. I think this one is pretty common. It's so common that there's an acronym for it, right? FOMO. Basically, in my life, there were times when I felt a sense of urgency that if I didn't take action and do something and work at it, that I was going to miss out. And some of it was financial. If I didn't get into the stock market the right time, the right way, I was going to miss out. Some of it was other aspects of my life. If I didn't take a particular job because the offer was better or there was more money, greater opportunity, I was going to miss out. So when I turned 60 and I started to look at this, I realized that all of this fear of missing out was actually taking my eye off the important things. It was distracting me from the things that mattered most. All of that worry, all of that concern wasn't worth it. What was really worth it was focusing on the here and now. It was the things that were happening were good. They were all good. It was my life. It was part of how things were going. Why should I worry about what I wasn't doing or what I wasn't going to have happen? So for me at 60, No more fear of missing out. The next thing was, and I talked about this in one of my last videos, and I'll put a link at the end, I needed to break the cycle of achievement. And what this was, is it was a belief I had, it was behaviors I had that always left me wanting to achieve more. It's somewhat connected to the first one I talked about. This was the notion that I needed to find big goals, big things to do, and that I would work at achieving them like they were some sort of sport, like it was something that I could win at. And then when they were done, I had achieved them. And many times it wasn't even fulfilling or rewarding. It was just simply something that I had thought for myself that I needed to do. And once I achieved it, I moved on. This took a lot of cycles out of my life, created a lot of worry, and it introduced a lot of sacrifices, things that I did that I probably shouldn't have, regarding time spent with my family, time spent with friends. So once I turned 60, I decided that there wasn't going to be a cycle of achievement for me, that I was going to break this cycle. And again, that I was going to work on small things, that I was going to focus on taking small steps and doing a little at a time and continuously working towards the life I wanted. And the last one, which probably had a really big impact on how I started to lead my life, was I gave up the fear of change. You see, I think for a lot of us, we work hard through our lives, especially our adult lives. We find a job, we build a family, we grow with them. We create things that we believe we want and that are good for us. And then we never want them to change. We see this all the time, and things do change. There's nothing you can do about it. Our children grow up. They move on to have their own lives. Our jobs change. Things change around us. And the more I tried to hold on to what I had and this strong belief that things shouldn't change, couldn't change, or even knowing that they would change, but being concerned about it, thinking about what that would mean, what would happen, well, I gave that up. And once I let go of the fear of change, my world really opened up. You see, it led me to think about things in a new way, to try new things, to rethink my career, to rethink how I was going to lead these later parts of my life. And it's been truly rewarding. Those are the 5 things I gave up when I turned 60. And it's changed the way I look at my life. And it is definitely leading me on a path to my best life. So what are the 5 things that you gave up when you turned 60? What are the things you think are holding you back? What are the things that aren't bringing you joy that if you let them go could change your life? Love to hear from you. Put them in the comments. And with that, I'm going to sign off. I'll be doing another video soon. You can look for it. So if you subscribe, I'm going to talk about the 5 things I started doing once I retired. See you then.